Chiefs 49ers meeting as two teams going in seemingly different directions. Chiefs looking to clinch a playoff berth. 49ers at 6-7, coming off of a blowout loss to the 1-11 Raiders. Chiefs opening drive, and DeAndre Haynes takes the handoff and has a huge hole and picks up 14 yards on a first down across midfield. 3 plays later, third and 8, Mahomes with good protection stands in and finds a diving Tyreek Hill over the middle for a gain of 13 and a first down. Then on third down again, the give goes to Spencer Ware, this time picking up 6 and another Chiefs first down. Next play, 49ers bring the blitz, but Mahomes gets it out to Spencer Ware, who picks up 14 yards, setting up a first and goal, where 2 plays later, Mahomes looks to pass, gets great protection again, and finds Tyreek Hill for the 6-yard touchdown to give the Chiefs the early lead. Ensuing drive, third down, Garoppolo looking to throw and continues to fade back in the pocket, moves to his right and then throws back across the field, but right into the waiting arms of Bennett Spearman, who gets his second interception of the year and brings it back to the 49ers 36, but the 49ers get it right back as on third down, Mahomes tries to float one over the middle, but it's going to be picked off by Adrian Colbert. 49ers take over. First play after the turnover, and Garoppolo play fakes, rolls to his right and then finds Matt Breida for the catch and a pickup of 20 near midfield. 3 plays later, Niners faced with third and long. Garoppolo moves to his right again before finding Trent Taylor this time for 27 yards to convert. Next play, it's Garoppolo with the play fake again, and he's going to find Marquise Goodwin, who makes the catch for 26 more yards, setting up a first and goal. But on third down, Garoppolo looking to throw, can't find anyone open and throws incomplete, setting up a 49ers field goal to make it 7-3. Ensuing drive, Mahomes with the play fake rolls to his right and starts to scramble, but gets rid of it just before the line of scrimmage, finding Albert Wilson for a 24-yard gain. But on third down, the 49ers blitz comes off the edge to drop Mahomes as Akello Witherspoon gets the sack, and a Harrison Butker field goal makes it 10-3 Chiefs. Minutes to go before half, third and 1, and Jimmy G is going to find Pierre Garçon for 10 yards and a first down. After a 49er timeout, next play, and Garoppolo this time finds tight end Gary Barnidge for 19. Niners use their second timeout. Out of the timeout, Garoppolo looks to throw but scrambles, picking up 7. 49ers showing no urgency, letting the clock run down to 26 seconds before the next snap, where Garoppolo hits Marquise Goodwin for 5 yards, but again, no urgency from the 49ers. The clock continues to wind down, and with 7 seconds left, Garoppolo finally takes the snap and finds Gary Barnidge, who picks up 26, but he doesn't get out of bounds, and the 49ers barely get the timeout with 1 second left to avert disaster and are able to get points on the board before half, but just terrible clock management by San Francisco. Second half now, opening drive, and the give goes to DeAndre Haynes, who weaves his way to an 8-yard pickup and a first down. 2 plays later, it's Spencer Ware with a huge hole picking up 7 and another Chiefs first down, where on the next play, Mahomes looks to throw and is going to find Chris Conley, who picks up the first down, and tornado warning as he spins and leaves a trail of destruction on his way to the 40-yard score. Take a look at it again as the perfectly timed spin move leaves Shaquille Griffin tackling his own teammate Quentin Dunbar, paving the way to the 40-yard touchdown and a 17-6 Chiefs lead. Ensuing drive, Garoppolo with the play fake rolls to his right and is going to throw back across the field to his tight end Gary Barnidge, who can't make the catch. Ball pops up in the air and falls right into the hands of rookie Dixon Caldwell, who makes his first career interception, giving the ball right back to the Chiefs. First play after the pick, Chiefs go back to the ground game as Spencer Ware takes it off the right side, picking up 9. But 5 plays later, on third and 1, Spencer Ware gets stuffed by former Chief D Ford, bringing up fourth down. Andy Reid says, "Stay out on the field, I have a sandwich to eat," and on 4th and 1, it's DeAndre Haynes picking up 6 and the first down to the 34. After intentional grounding pushes the Chiefs back, Mahomes fires and hits Tyreek Hill, who picks up 22 and a first down to the 49er 23. Then next play, it's Mahomes dealing again as he hits Travis Kelce over the middle, this time for 14 more yards, setting up first and goal. And on first and goal, Mahomes looking to throw, getting good protection but can't find anything open, moves to his right and decides to scramble, where he's going to look for the end zone, dives for the pylon, and is in for the Chiefs touchdown and his second rushing score of the year. Niners go 3 and out, and on the first play after the punt, it's Mahomes using his arm, this time finding Travis Kelce, who's going to get up the sideline on his way to 72 yards before finally being pushed down out of bounds inside the 10, setting up another Chiefs first and goal, where on the very next play, it's Spencer Ware taking the carry in from 6 yards out, and the route is is on in Kansas City as a 21-point third quarter blows the doors open on this one. 49ers would add a meaningless field goal in the fourth as they fall to the Chiefs 31-9 in Kansas City. Interesting note here, in the 49ers' last 4 trips to Arrowhead Stadium, they're now 0-4 and have been outscored 147-45 in that span. Chiefs hold the 49ers to just 296 yards of total offense while they gain 408 yards of their own. Patrick Mahomes throws for 285 yards and 2 touchdowns while also adding the 9-yard score on the ground. The 49ers slide continues as they fall to 6-8 on the year and will look to get back on track next week as they host the Broncos. As for the Chiefs, they move to 10-4 and conclude their 3-game homestand next week as they host the 4-10 Bengals on Monday night. All right, guys, so a nice win there, and obviously, as you saw, we clinched the playoff berth, so you will be seeing some playoff football before Madden 19 drops, but that was a fun game, close at half, but then obviously a big third quarter to take control of the game. Got a couple of interceptions and some cool plays in that one as well. I really like the Conley play with the spin where the 49ers guys took each other out, and then the Mahomes run as well with the dive at the pylon was one of those really cool plays that I liked. I really wish I could have gotten the in-game pylon replay with that, though. But moving on, no new draft stories this week, so we just have a couple of guys that we added to the draft board. At the top, we have Michael Andrews, a strong safety from Auburn that has a first-round projection. Then we also have a couple of later-round projections in quarterback Stephon Noble and defensive tackle Elbert Stevens. But with that, it's time to go around the CFM, starting with a look at this week's action, where on Thursday night, the Vikings took down the Dolphins 24-21. Moving to Sunday, the Eagles and Patriots both beat division rivals in the Redskins and Jets. Falcons handled the Cowboys. Rams go to Green Bay and get the win. Chargers take down the Bengals, who we get next week. Giants beat the Texans. Cardinals hand the Lions a tough loss. Steelers put 45 on the Broncos to win. Seahawks get back on track, taking down the Bears. Jaguars with a big division win over the Colts and Indy. Bucks beat the Browns. Raiders shut out the Ravens, who have solidified themselves as the worst team in the league this year. And then on Sunday night, the Bills get a big home win over the Titans, while the Panthers deal a huge blow to the Saints' division chances, upsetting them 35-31 on Monday night. So as we take a look at the playoff picture, things are starting to sort themselves out, as in the AFC, the Steelers have clinched the AFC North, while both us and the Bills have now clinched playoff spots. Lots of teams still in the hunt, but needing a lot of help to make it in. To the NFC, Atlanta now seems poised to be the #1 seed as the Saints lose, but still manage to clinch a playoff spot in the process. Still an outside shot for them as they play Atlanta in Week 17, but need a win and a Falcons loss this week for any kind of chance at that. Eagles are alone at the top of the NFC East with 2 to go, while the NFC North will come down to either the Vikings, who currently lead, or the Bears, who are a game back. Alex Smith, who was traded by the Chiefs this past offseason, is Week 15's AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Smith bounced back from his 4-interception game last week against Jacksonville to throw for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. However, it wasn't anywhere near enough as the Jets fall to the Patriots in New England 38-22. Defensively, another former 49er took home the award this week as the Raiders' Navarro Bowman is this week's recipient. Bowman only had 5 tackles from his middle linebacker spot, but accounted for 3 turnovers as he picked off 2 passes in addition to forcing and recovering a fumble as the Raiders shut out the Ravens 17-0. To the NFC side, the offensive winner this week is also a former #1 overall pick at quarterback, as 16th-year veteran Carson Palmer takes home the award. Palmer threw for 289 yards and 4 touchdowns, helping lead the Cardinals to a 38-24 road victory in Detroit. As for the defensive side, BJ Goodson takes home the award for the 2nd time this season after also winning the award for his 21-tackle performance in Week 11. Goodson tallied 14 tackles, defended 2 passes, and also added an interception to help the Giants take down the Texans 35-29 in overtime. Moving to league leaders, we now have 3 quarterbacks over the 4,000-yard mark as Aaron Rodgers continues to sit at the top, 4 yards shy of 4,400 yards. Mahomes and Brady join him in the 4K club, while Carson Wentz sits at 4th, 82 yards shy of the mark, and Chargers quarterback Phillip Rivers rounds out the top 5. As for passing touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers continues to lead there as well with 40, while Tom Brady sits one behind in second. The Falcons' Matt Ryan sits at third with Saints rookie Max Enderle and Jaguars starter Blake Bortles behind him at fourth and fifth. To the rushers, the Steelers' Le'Veon Bell sits at 1,411 yards rushing to lead the league. Ezekiel Elliott sits at second, 8 yards shy of the 1,300-yard mark. Devontae Freeman, Alvin Kamara, and Leonard Fournette round out the top 5. Moving to rushing touchdowns, Alvin Kamara leads the way there with 16 scores on the ground this year. Alex Collins sits at second with 14, while Devontae Freeman trails him by 1 at third with 13. Marlon Mack and Jeremy Hill sit behind him among a few players tied with 12 rushing touchdowns. Davante Adams still leads the league in receiving yards, but by just 2 yards over the Broncos receiver Demaryius Thomas. Behind Thomas, the gap is even smaller between third and fourth as Brandon Cooks leads our very own Travis Kelce by just 1 yard. And then rounding out the list is the Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones. Julian Edelman saw his touchdown streak end this week, but still holds a 5-touchdown lead over the next closest receivers in Josh Gordon and Davante Adams, who each have 11. And then behind them sits Jordy Nelson and Quincy Enunwa, who remain on the board, but are tied with a few other players with 10 receiving touchdowns. Justin Houston gets shut out of the sack column this week and still remains 2.5 sacks shy of breaking the NFL record. The AFC North continues to dominate the top 5 with Myles Garrett and Carl Lawson tied for second with 17.5 sacks, and then the Steelers' TJ Watt behind them with 17. Rounding out the top 5 is Chargers pass rusher Melvin Ingram with 16 sacks. The interception leaderboard features a new face for the second week in a row, with Janoris Jenkins popping into the top 5 after getting a pick in his 3rd consecutive game to give him 5 on the year. Jason Verrett still leads the way with 8, while Cam Chancellor, Deion Jones, and Luke Kuechly are all tied with Jenkins at 5. As we look ahead to the Week 16 action, the Dolphins play on Thursday night for the second week in a row, traveling to New England. Moving to Sunday, the Jaguars travel to Dallas looking to clinch the AFC South. Saints travel to Minnesota, where both teams need a win to improve their chances at winning the division. However, the Falcons can end those chances for the Saints by beating the Bucs at home this week. Green Bay travels to Chicago. Rams head to Detroit. Bills go on the road looking to clinch the AFC East with a win. Steelers still fighting for a first-round bye as they head to Cleveland. Seattle looks to clinch the NFC West with a win over Arizona. Eagles and Panthers face off on Sunday night as Philadelphia looks to maintain sole possession of the NFC East lead, while on Monday night we look to lock up the top wildcard spot as we play our final home game of the season against the 4-10 Bengals. Alright guys, that's going to do it for Week 15. Join me next video as, like I said, we look to lock up that top wildcard spot against Andy Dalton, AJ Green, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and are enjoying the franchise series, and as always, thanks for watching.